Everybody, how's everybody doing? Welcome Gamer4, welcome Sundancing Kitty. Let's see, and I'm currently live, and here I am. How's everybody doing? I'm going to lower the music just a bit. There we go. Anyways, welcome to a stream that has been pushed earlier due to family events. But everything should be fine, and it just means that we're gonna do the Edgeworth stream sooner. I try my best to stick to a schedule, and I think I'm doing an okay job at it, but I still feel like there's a bunch of surprise events that usually tend to happen. In general. Yeah, not much has changed since last time, but I still gotta mention that this has been probably the longest we've had. I mean, last stream, just had a lot of people in it, and I just want to say that it made me really happy. I think that, it really warms my heart when I see that people join my silly, goofy streams and write in the chats their responses and their analyses. It really makes my day. And even if it's just relatively small, like a small crowd, it still means a lot. Yeah, so we've been playing Dave the Diver, as the things I did since, well, I rested. Also, another game that I'm playing a lot recently is a game called Limbus Company. It's an auto-battler gacha game, with a very, strange, albeit, fascinating story, which is very amazing. Sometimes when the game has difficulty spikes, I find myself being on that specific hurdle at least once a day. I mean, at least one day. It could even more. And today, one of my friends, I told him, hey, I need help, please backseat me, and then he just told me, here's what you gotta do. You gotta take the unit, which is getting a crazy amount of buffs from this battle, because they're the plot-relevant unit. And then you gotta look at your other units, see what their passives are, and then just release hell loose. And it worked. It was really funny that you can cheese this battle with I could cheese this battle with, the unit I had of the character. And just, the correct passives from, other units and their supports. And, it was really impressive. It seems like, Reddit... It seems like it's not even, something that person figured out. It's something that the entire fandom figured out how to do. Is that, the battle is really fucking hard. But it's much easier to do it with, the one character and the right passives, and then you basically cheese it. Which is crazy. It's much easier to do that than to just bring your whole team. So yeah, I find that really funny. Maybe that was intentional, maybe it wasn't. I find welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are having a good time. Thank you for... hello, Zomango. Hello. How are you tonight? It's good to see that you joined in. We haven't properly started yet. I was like talking about Limbus Company and the like. But we will begin just in a bit. Also, Halloween is right up the corner, and fortunately, I think I have things I'm gonna do like during that day. I have some plans that events that I noticed that are happening, and I thought about going to them. But I thought like maybe on the week of there, I can like stream a spooky game. I have a bunch of them, so look forward to that. And yeah, welcome to the stream. Just to see who joined in. Yeah, we're just beginning. We're just vibing and chilling. Something else I gotta mention is that I know that I have some clips in the works, a bunch of edits. And as a reminder, I am a one-person team. One-person team. So like when it comes to like editing my clips, then right now I'm the only one here. Thank you, Pizza Powers. Thank you so much for raiding with me with a party of 8. I really appreciate it. Welcome. We just started the stream, but it's really admired. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. 14 viewers. I was playing Investigations too. I'm just starting. Where were you at? Wow. Thank you so much for the raid. It means the world for me. Anyways, what case were you on? Anyway, not gonna spoil it because I've never played it. I played the game, so like, just give me the number. Thank you so much for helping me. Kiana is helping me because, it's very nice that you're helping out a smaller streamer. Anyways, case 3. Oh, okay. So I think I'm ahead of you. But you are more than welcome to come in and stay. I'm pretty small too. Hi. Yeah, but it's crazy. Listen, I don't think I've ever had 14 streamers here. It's really nice. Yeah. I'm just gonna set up the game capture. And yeah, unfortunately I'm near the end of case 4, so pay attention to that. Let's, together we may be small streamers, but together we are slightly bigger streamers. Anyways, last time we were playing Ace Attorney Investigations. We continued the, search for finding out whether, Gumshoe is innocent or not. Basically, damn it, I want to get spoiled, but I have a lovely stream. Thank you so much for bringing your friends along the way. You're more than welcome to follow around. I also stream Southern games. Thank you so much! Yay! It means a lot. Anyways, thank you so much for the follow. It means a bunch. And I hope the people who have raided him with me, will stick along if you guys don't mind spoilers. So last time on, thank you so much. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give you a follower back. I don't know if I'm gonna. Like, I'm not even like you're an absolute sweetheart right there. You deserve the follow back. Anyways, I'm back to 6 viewers, although. Anyways, so last time we played Ace Attorney Investigations. We started delving into the truth about what truly happened on the day when both Byron Faraday and Mackerel were murdered. Well, the answer is that Gumshoe did not do it, and it seems like the trick behind the murder is coming to an end, coming to light. There we go. I know how to say words, chat. I know how to say my words, chat. And yeah, And now we're on to confront Callisto Yu, who seems to be our culprit numero uno. Probably shouldn't have carried all that damn perfume around. Man, I think my tea right now is extremely, my tea right now is extremely, thank you. Anyways, Larry Luxus, Kindly, Tierney, Fitzlin, a bunch of you guys. You're more welcome to watch me. Anyways, the thing I have to say about this case is that it's extremely funny. It's so funny. It's like, I feel that like, it's especially the banter between Franziska and Edgeworth that does it for me. They're both just menaces to society, but this case also shows that even at their brattiest, even at their most von Karma-pilled, they do care about each other, and they also care about and they also care about people. Edgeworth specifically has proven himself as someone who can be very protective towards children, which is always a good thing. Anyways, on to the big confrontation. Let's talk with Callisto Yu. By the way, I do my voices here. And here's Kay Faraday. What you doing here? And Franny Woman, yes. Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for has already... Hold it! Oh, that was not... Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Dad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do. Also, there was a very sad moment where Kay Faraday had to deal with the death of her father, who was one of the victims, and it was very sad.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
I need to go into character with my
very iconic Franziska voice, and also make it a little more high-pitched, considering she's 13 and not 19.
Wow, listen, I know we're still in the beginning of the stream, but I gotta share. On the second day of Icon Fest, I tagged in to my giant escort, and she was basically GMing a D&D game. And while in the D&D game, I see throughout the window a fucking Franziska von Karma cosplayer, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta approach her, but she's on the other window. So I go out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where is she? I gotta take a picture with her. I gotta talk to her. I gotta show her, I gotta tell her about the channel and everything. And then I basically found out that, she's, like, I mean, I didn't find out anything, I just missed her, and it sucked, but it was still really fun. Okay, back to the game. Humph. Okay. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we can finally lay the case to rest? Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? Oh, you... Callisto, you little psycho. I think we're more than solved this case already. Don't you?
We'll see.
It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander. I have a duty to see this case through the end. No matter how it turns out. I put too much sweetener in my fruit tea, which was already very sweet. That was a mistake on my part. Oh. Is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. This is also a very good reason why Gumshoe is so loyal to Franziska and Edgeworth. Yeah, they kind of saved his ass. I mean, Gumshoe's already a very loyal person, but they literally saved him from getting arrested. During the time when our suspect was in the hallway, I also confirmed that there was no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must have, without be, Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have. Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think? How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. Alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. My logic is correct and I've already won. All I have to do now is to prove it by showing who the real killer is. Now, I played this game a bunch of times, so I know who the killer is. But I don't remember what is the way to get there. Everyone, Sans the suspect, like Sans Undertale, has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there is no possible escape room from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with an unshakable conclusion. The Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course, there is no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. In this case, present present. I say we're just gonna press all the statements, do you?
Hold it!
Why did he mention Sans Undertale? Wait. The suspect. But I thought the Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you, this is no joke. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Miss Faraday's daughter eating Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there is no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. I see she's done her research well. Which means I should focus on drawing out whatever trump cards she's withholding. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right?
Hold it!
I have a feeling we might be able to start the final case, but I'll have to see. It depends. Whether they've been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. That scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back! I don't understand what's so funny here. I think she's just trying to be, to poke his, ego. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no other way other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility. You know? Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. Why so many dramatic pauses, Detective? There's also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything they could be relevant in this case. I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
Hold it!
That's another statement. Are you absolutely positive that there's no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there's any escape room, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Why am I being whipped? Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion. The Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Let's press that one. You may think it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one who's still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. And even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. I'm not about to let her get a rise of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card already. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire a little something about her argument. That's my favorite track in the game. You said that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisco or myself speaking with you about the subject. Ah, but there were witnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. As for little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door in the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. Grr. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else. Wait, so basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out I was to be the replacement prosecutor. Yes. Listen. She's 13 and extremely petty, Edgeworth. Why are you so surprised? I'm not surprised either. By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe were assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. To the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene, we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime occurred at an entirely different time than what gunshot you heard went off? What then? The gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception, but oh my god, she cut me mid-sentence! I didn't finish saying things! How dare! Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how that could have been fabricated? Well,
Take that!
It's the tape. That tape. Oh, she's nervous. Look at all the layers of makeup my girlie's putting out. Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is a surveillance tape of Mr. Bell the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that sound we heard was the gunshot in the video. Oh, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. Finally, she's stressing. Look at her. That won't cover your pores, Missy. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, The killer took the surveillance video out of Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it took 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. Since we know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Objection!
Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew! Didn't we, Miles? Yes, of course. We know all about the soundproof quality of this courtroom house's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit that we had no idea until only a little while ago. Yeah, swallow your pride. Yeah, you're going to hold on to that pride, aren't you, Edgeworth? That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it. End of story. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room? I mean, the window was open. There is, actually, one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it's that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window is open in each. And if there's something I heard, and it's a bad habit of mine myself, is that if you're gonna put on an air conditioner, then don't open the window. And it sounds like common sense, but it's something I keep doing. And a few months ago, no, not a few months ago, a week or two ago, I was doing just that, and suddenly my air conditioner started leaking like colored liquid. It was probably like dirty water, and it was like, what's going on? Why is it like that? And then my mom, who came to visit in Callan, was like, this is what happens when you do that. Yeah. Make sure that your air conditioners aren't, make sure your air conditioners are only operating when your window is closed. It's also just a waste of energy. Be smarter than me. Now we know the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. The more we learn, yes, the more I stream, the more you learn about my bad habits. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also open.
Objection!
It's probably just a coincidence they were both open at the time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer to that is a certain person did something that would cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in the double murder is... It's you, chat!
Take that!
You were the killer all this time. Just kidding. Miss Callisto, you. I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Bell. Gasp.
What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles?
Why do you think she is the killer? I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Hugh, do you still feel like laughter now? Of course I do, Edgeworth. My agreement must not be tight enough yet. Although, I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance. Quite a bit. I guess that means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? It is indeed. You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have any proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have any proof that tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for even going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours. I mean, the more... This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Okay, I'm gonna save. You argued the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? I'm gonna try pressing the statements, and then we'll continue onwards. Okay, let's continue.
Hold it!
Continue to press. Evidence? All I need to do is have some prints analyzed and we know straight away. Be my guest. She sounds as though she had the room to maneuver, which means, even if we were to lift prints, they'd only show what it was someone else, but... Why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. I'm gonna try presenting that piece of evidence. I have nothing to lose. What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows lines on your forehead, they're all back! More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Oh, well in that case I'll just continue with my testimony, alright? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Oh wait, I already did that. I aim to press E. E for evidence.
Objection!
Okay. I'm sure. I think I moved my dice. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu? Aha! Edgeworth, I never knew you were wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know. Well, this isn't mine! That's right, it's mine, and I received it from a detective badge, you see? Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad. And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about that perfume? Well, you were in lobby number 1. You made a big show spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come now, I already told you that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just a dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of what you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Miss Yu, you were the one who called Detective Badge into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought out by you, Miss Yu. Okay, you don't have to say my name twice. Gah. You accuse me of the murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say that much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case for once and for all. Final testimony? Oh, by the way, I just noticed that my messaging app was loud. So if you guys heard noises, it came from my I need to close it. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is expected of the disciple of Von Karma. Ooh, that's a low blow. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless! Yes, but that no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking information, I'll just draw it out of her. I say we're gonna test the knife statement before I do anything. Isn't someone a murder of hers?
Hold it!
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, monsieur. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her, that's what I'm doing. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday has yet to use. Ah, so that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was a known knife inside Mr. Faraday's bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Autograsso had sent. And unless the key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. You really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest. I never intend to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you said to your testimony. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key. Okay, I'm going to save again because I don't want to embarrass myself. Okay.
Objection!
I think I do need to present either the key or the knife. Monsieur, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key Autograsso sent to the police. However, while it may look a bit like a key at first glance, it is in fact has a secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Autograsso key and the murderer's knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. But with the Autograsso's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Gah. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Autograsso's key. Okay, she cut me in. Because of course she did. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would even now still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence. Now can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Ugh. Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. You guys are gonna feel very bad about saying this. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than me. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Autograsso's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would have never been privy to the trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, that's something the Autograsso sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Varela off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. You also told me about the key turning into a knife at the time. But you didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
Objection!
What are you saying is simply not possible? Oh, and why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. But within these pages he mentions nothing about a knife.
Objection!
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. But it would have been highly classified information, even within the police force. It is something that even a lead detective on the case he didn't know. Why must the Faraday have felt to have need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave you a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know what you know about the real nature of the knife. I'd like to also say that I also know how you know about the real nature of the knife. And that's a lot of laughing from her. She really is a bundle of laughs, ain't she? Do you know? Well, why don't you try to put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will, and I will wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth. Secret behind the Atagarasu's key. Only one person will have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Atagarasu's key could change into a knife? Well, it's the Atagarasu himself. There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of this key. And that is the person who sent the Atagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Atagarasu herself. Are you saying this lawyer is the great thief Atagarasu? Monsieur, you used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who were professed to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do you do something like this? Who would have thought that you, stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Mr. Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callisto Yu. Callisto Yu. Huh. That's not my real name. Because my real identity, yes. The great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. And I'm really getting into character, ain't I? I hope you guys are enjoying the voice acting as much as I am. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why we had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rell an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Atagarasu in court. But once we entered recess, Mr. Rell was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after him and eavesdropped them through a crack in the door. That Rell caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rell any longer. Plus, if I had to let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But you didn't say you despise criminals. I do, but do I really? You. Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too? Maybe. That's not the woman, Will. So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Mr. Rel was in the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With the weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in your right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I changed the key into the knife inside a plastic bag. He didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought I'd give him quick and painless death. I mean, you're saying that, but like... When did Callisto Yu become a lawyer, actually? Because she's only 22. In general, lawyers become really, really young in late Ace Attorney games. But if you kill Mr. Faraday first, then there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why we're placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed each other. Then a trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use the gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me out set the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet. Maybe they're all child prodigies. There's this hold on. I'm pausing. There's this one comic I really like. I'm going to look it up because it's really funny. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna save this and then show you. I promise it's worth it. Let's see. I know I'm cutting the tension, but this is important. This is one of my favorite comics in all of Ace Attorney done. Okay, so basically there's this really funny comic by Awkward Zombie, or Katie Tiedrick. And I'm going to read it out loud for some of y'all. After a successful career as a detective, I became a chief prosecutor at 27. I've always been the top of my class, and some have called me a prodigy. I began prosecuting when I was 21. It could be said that I'm a prodigy. Nothing can go wrong. Oh, poor Blackwell. I received the prosecutor's badge 20 years old. I've always been seen as a prodigy in my field, 19 actually. Achtung! I prosecuted my first case when I was 17. I'm definitely a prodigy. I have been prosecuting since I was only 13 years old, because I am the most prestigious of prodigy of prestige. I like this. And then there's the last one here.
Check it out! I got my attorney's badge and I'm only 17. Pretty impressive, right?
Shh, I'm trying to hear the prosecutor. Yeah, Franziska actually began being a prosecutor when she was 13. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? Or could you? How could you betray client? Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, was me. I was the client who murdered the Condopian Embassy staff member, Dade Man. Y'all remember Dade Man? The man with the most unfortunate name in all of history? You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had Dade Man killed because it was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. What? Welcome to the stream. We're currently, near the end of case 4, and we'll probably begin case 5 tonight. How could this? You don't mean you're working with Maniko-chan too, do you? Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. There's a grass who claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer! That's right, little girl. The Antagarasi is just another killer. Be quiet. You! Oh, I'm not... Yatagarasu! You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Do you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. A gun! What you got there, you? A gun! No! You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handled the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'm still gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such a great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down! My body, I can't move.
Hey, mister! To your right!
Yo! And then she ran off into the sunset. Where's the bay leaf? What bay leaf? What bay leaf? Oh, you're right, Franziska. Oh my god, she looks so terrified. Look at her. I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. And this will not be the last time in which she has to handle being under gun threat. Where did Kay go? That's gunshot. Welcome back to the stream. There's a... Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard the gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. You may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Detective Bat, sir. I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. What is this doofy smell? I get whipped. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. I think that's like the last time Gumshoe ever lies in testimony. As far as I know, like in the original trilogy, he doesn't really lie. He just gives the facts and sometimes he has contradictions. But in this case, we were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. And don't you ever lose the detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops.
Pops, watch one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Well, actually, I did a streaming of I actually did a binge watch of Columbo one night.
I don't care, detective.
I just entirely destroyed that cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. But... Detective, I'm right here. And what do I have to get caught on? You know what I meant. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. And there's the judge. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. Oh, it was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so it didn't help anything. You're being a little too open about the fact you lied, buddy. It's not like your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all you have, and perform your duties as well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. She did? Oh, what is it? What was it on Kay? The proof of our friendship. Probably the Swiss roll, I think. It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Those overpriced Swiss rolls. Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all. Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I was literally starving before this. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. Swiss roll Detective Gumshoe and Kay brought together. Well, the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of that detective.
He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! That was a good one, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. That's like $12 a meal. That's insane. It's like I'm having a Swiss roll paradise or something. I'm gonna thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? You only noticed it just now. Was his mind not present when you discussed earlier? Yeah, that is a little weird. Detective Bad left to search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh, look at how goofy Gumshoe looks. I sense nothing but most troublesome relationships from that ominous statement.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry. We have to hurry and report what happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. And the next case they're gonna have, for those who played Trilogy, well, it's not. It's definitely darker than this one. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing in the court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After all, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... ...
So, do you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while. Kay, you sure grew up a lot.
Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you all been? Where have you been all this time?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't able to come back here all that much.
Yeah, I just had a message sent from my friend, and apparently it's related to a comic we're both reading. Kill 6 billion demons. You should go read it. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what?
I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and...
Hold it!
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu's Callisto you, the woman who killed your father. Your father. Okay, there we go.
The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu.
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then, how do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. It's to be called, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he really was a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. When he was killed, and the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you?
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
Yatagarasu sent the embassy. A calling card?
Yeah, meaning that this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send someone so like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up. and I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured out it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Mr. Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone thinks. Else thinks. Always here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you're honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth. You guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? I mean, Gumshoe, you have two hands.
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am so rude to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes. You are more than okay for a day. You're okay for a couple more days. That case has been weighing on down my soul since that fateful day. Perhaps it's time to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you!
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with their chummy relationship? Some friends don't meet each other like in a long time, and then they just like act like they've never even met they never even left. The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Byron Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. What is that word? The phantasmagorically? Jesus, where do you grab that vocabulary, Edgeworth? Changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. The end. Okay, Turnabout Reminiscence. So, we've only been streaming for like an hour 15, so we are going to be doing, we will be continuing, case 4 in just a bit. However, I need to take a break, just to refill some tea and maybe get something, maybe get some snacks or something. So for the meantime, I'm gonna put the music back on and we'll be, continuing. I'll be right back. are back. It took me a bit of a while. Basically, if you guys want to know what snacks I took care of for myself, I got myself. Okay, I got myself, wow, an apple. And then I also got myself some tea and some yogurt. There's also a specific kind of yogurt I like, where they make these where it's just white yogurt and you have these chocolate pralines, and then you just take the pralines and you stir them in. That's one of my favorite comfort foods of all time. Anyways, before we begin, let's reminisce on Turnout Reminiscence. I really like that case. I think it was great. I found it to be a lot of. I think it definitely held up with my expectations. The banter between Franziska and Edgeworth is great. Callisto is a villain that's very fun to take down. It does feel like with the resolution that like once you found the one piece of evidence, it kind of goes down really smoothly. But I also think that there's a lot I liked about it. I like Bad, I like Young Kay. And it certainly was interesting to see how you also jabbed on Von Karma's the rumors about him, which to her credit were pretty true. Karma is not a good person. So overall, I had a pretty good time with this one, and I think it does a good job of like giving a good fan service and also tying things together. And giving additional character development, showing that Edgeworth wasn't just like a brat. I mean, he was, but he still like had a soft spot. Like in case 4 of Internal Beginnings, Edgeworth was like an absolute asshat. But yeah. Anyways, now that we are, I think I'd like if I had to say something that like I found to be worthy of improvement is just the entire premise. Gumshoe Investigations has been pretty flanderized. He kind of has been reduced to the point of like being too stupid to function. And I would say that like it's fine I don't mind Gumshoe being more of a greenhorn than he was than he is in like the present day. But Gumshoe in case 5, like in this case, doesn't feel like he has the same amount of intelligence as Gumshoe in case. It doesn't feel like there has been a difference in the amount of intelligence. They feel stupid about the same. So, and it feels like, oh, this woman is definitely hurrying to frame Gumshoe. She's definitely like the culprit. So I would have liked to see a bit more, but overall it's a pretty solid case. Definitely Hugh was definitely a more challenging enemy than Lang was, and I'm sorry for all the Lang disappointment, but it's kind of true. But now it's time for Tournament Ablaze, where we finish this. This case is pretty infamous in the fandom. I'd say that like it's one of the. I'd say that alongside Tournament Big Top, it's definitely one of the most infamous cases in the fandom. The big reason is just because it's really long and dragged out, but we'll see. We're here seeing a fresh perspective on Ace Attorney Investigations, and let's see what it has to offer. Let's start the episode. I can't believe we're almost done with case 1. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, and 2 cards. One of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. A country torn in 2. One to the west and one to the east. Those which were split are made whole again. The truth will reveal itself. It's the Atagarasu! The Atagarasu's here! Cursed Yatagarasu! K.U. 8 hours earlier. We're back to his office. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind of the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. Next, I investigated the kidnapping and the murder in Gatewater Lang theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with the thief who was out to pitiful files related to the case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Because the plot of the game needed to happen, Edgeworth. That's why. Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Be careful what you wish for. Mr. Edgeworth! This is big! Big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go! The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to find herself. To just find herself, you know? Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? I'm taking apple bites in between. Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I got something much more important than I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Take a look at this! On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that the newspaper would catch wind of this. The date on the card mentions is today. Today, huh? Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Where are you like a days ago today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too warmed up. Well, then you should be getting too warmed up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean it's you? That woman who killed Kay's father, Byron Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu. and then disappeared from the courtroom.
Ugh, she makes me so mad. The phony! Everyone knows the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until the company's underhanded dealings are made public. Target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome!
The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in the article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine.
See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this is the clue what the woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Out the door you go.
Wait, there is still a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why.
What's up? Any reason you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes?
No, no reason at all. Very well, seeing as you is also someone of a special nature to me. I agree there is merit to be found in investigating this.
I knew you'd come around.
And there they go. Pretty sure, is it March 14th or March 15th? That's a Fairly Odd Parents, that's a fairly... It's March 15th, okay. Yeah, so there's a... I was saying that because, like, one of the jokes from the Fairly Odd Parents is that, there's a date in which one of the main antagonists in the show, Denzel Crocker, Professor Mr. Crocker, has, where he's especially angry. And yeah. By the light of this night's glorious moon, we are ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where our tale begins. And there's a, it wouldn't be an Edgeworth game if there wasn't a Steel Samurai. Huh. What a coincidence. Who would have thought that Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held in such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy?
Yeah, the climax was really awesome.
She seems really angry.
Steel Samurai, Sushi Slash! I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out.
Well, I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television.
I have to say though, this embassy's set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building.
What's true is true. Well, as you said yourself, this places the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special when it's a neutral zone shared by two countries.
So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries. The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabast, right?
Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well.
Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja.
Well, you probably don't want to find out what the Jammin' Ninja's actor did. You're better off not knowing, Kay.
The Republic of Babal. Babal is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. We totally gotta see that one too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja's show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai's show in the rear end.
You know, ever since this first Since I met this girl, I have always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja.
So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again?
The Kingdom of Alabasta versus the Republic of Abal's Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabasta and the Republic of Babal. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature. It was called the Principality of Condopia. Caudopia. I don't know why I thought there was an N there. There wasn't. It's Caudopia.
Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though the signs of their past remain. For example, their flags persevere the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Caudopia, huh? The KG8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Caudopia. In the 7 years since that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Ataguasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? What could it all mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something.
Excuse me, what are we talking about again?
If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we're talking about the Alabasta versus Babal Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly, they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event.
If that's the case, then why the verses?
Also, both countries claim to be the real Primidu statue. The real Primidu statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's real deal.
Okay, and I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires.
Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself, you know that?
Should better be saying that in jest.
Hey, I can read your body language, you know. You've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. That's literally the title of the game.
What game?
You lost the game, Edgeworth.
And so did you, chat. You lost the game. I know. And although we don't know about the other girls... Yes. I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Let's start with this. Is this something I can help you with? I was wondering what is beyond these doors. It is the Alabastian Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the embassy, I suppose I can't really claim to have any business with the embassy right now.
Well, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. Humph!
I wonder if the Bobalese people have different... Oh, they do have a different, Oh, look who's here. It's a lot of heart.
Where in the tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop! Hey, mister! Out of the way! Yeah, I'm talking to you!
I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. But my instincts are directing me not to engage with conversation with her. So it would be best if I left her alone. It won't be the last time we see of her as far as I remember. These flowers are sent by Global Studios.
Global Studios?
That's where they filmed the Steel Samurai television show. They've been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being remodeled.
Oh, I read about that in the papers the other day. That mascot of theirs is also getting a facelift too, right? What's its name?
You mean Mrs. Monkey? It's Mr. Monkey, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You really have a great memory.
Never underestimate my powers of recollection. That's really funny. I'm glad they did a callback to that joke. It's Mr. Monkey, by the way. It appears that the child is watching a video from the first season of Steel Samurai.
Go, go, keep on fighting until your last breath. Go, my hero, the Steel Samurai.
Completely absorbed in singing the theme song. I see. I'll let the child watch in peace. Do 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 do. Who's this guy? This is the perfect angle. Go, my image. Travel across the wave world and into every TV set around the globe. A more honest approach to appear on TV might serve you the ambitious better. Oh. Okay, that's good. Now give me dramatic slam right there. Stop! Stop! Hey, do you mind? Get out of my way, buddy. Okay, once more. 3, 2, 1, action. Okay. Was that my fault just now?
Well, he's obviously working. I guess we should leave him alone.
And we're here reporting live from the Theatrum Naturalis.
As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say.
Well, okay, that was good. Let's do one more run through. Excuse me, but when are you ready to film for real? Would you mind giving me a call? I have a lot of talking to do about the Steel Samurai. Or, as the kids call it today, yapping. Since you didn't hear a single word they just said. Then there's these two ladies.
You know, I've seen a lot of these shows, but today's show, it was like they went for a complete comedy, you know what I mean? Yeah, and the last move, the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash, I couldn't help but laugh, I know, right? And Ping Pam's movement was really stiff. But
I expect there's a grateful way to enter this conversation. 10 more minutes. No, in 5 more minutes. But isn't it really bad for me to spend time doing this? It's no use. Would someone please tell me what I should do? You appear to be troubled by something. May I be of any assistance? Leave me alone. I'm trying to figure out the right time to talk to that girl over there. No. Well, the right time is never. And if I mess up, it'll be because I'm talking to you right now.
Somehow I get the feeling that he's about to fall flat on his face.
Well, just do as he wishes and leave him alone. What's this here? There are pamphlets about the 2 embassies on this table.
It still looks clear to me.
The country split into 2 a few years back. And they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since.
Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build 2 separate ones, huh?
I should think it's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. Ooh, it's the courtroom noises. Huh? What is all that hub-hub? Ah!
Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai!
I can't let...
And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him!
I can't let Kay see me fangirl about this man! Okay. Kay, you do not know me.
Huh? But what is that?
We do not know each other. I do not associate with you. The Steel Samurai needs to see that I am a very classy man, and that despite our past mistakes, that I am a deep admirer of his. So just don't follow too closely to me.
But why should I?
Because I said so, Kay. By the way, what does she have to say? There's a very festive atmosphere here.
Yep, super festive. I'm really happy for the Kingdom of Alabasta and the Republic of Abal. It's great that they have to re-establish diplomatic relations. The newspapers say that it's almost like they're Condopia once again.
Perhaps we were bearing witness to a historic moment in time.
Hey look! They're selling some commemorative merchandise to celebrate this event. Founders Condopia biscuits, and over here, they're selling real Condopian biscuits.
It would seem that they have yet to reconcile their competitive spirits. Oh, that's all she had to say. Anyways, Kate, you do not associate with me. So just don't walk too close to me. I don't want to frighten the samurai.
Why would I frighten the samurai?
I'm just gonna start walking. Don't walk too close to me. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. I'm going to use my telepathy to show him how much I admire him.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring him for?
Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. Oh, he's such a dork. Guys, look at him. He's such a fucking dork. He's trying his best to stay cool and composed, but he just says that and it all melts away. This man is held with duct tape.
It looks like he's written something down for you.
To Edgeworth from Steel Samurai Daddy. The married old man of near old Tokyo.
Wow, an autograph! Pretty cool you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you.
And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the Kingdom of Alabasta to shake the hand of the ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't the only one here for two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from her own country as well. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world.
He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera.
In just a few seconds, the Jamming Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jamming Ninja will enter the Republic of Babal. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babal at that time. Aha! The Jamming Ninja show is about to start! We've got to get back to our seats!
Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas.
Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry.
No one tell Kay about Farewell My Turnabout.
If you miss even a second of the Jamming Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you.
Ugh. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay?
I could listen to that ninja's mark with for Death's Lullaby song all day. His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jamming Ninja's greatest weapon.
I need someone to... When are they going to, like, someone needs to make a meme of, someone needs to make it, to draw an image of, like, Kay saying, "You think they're gonna play Hot to Go?" And then Edgeworth is like, "Kay, this is a Jamming Ninja concert." And then, like, it's the Jamming Ninja doing the Chappelle Round dance.
pieces of jamming ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them. Especially want that hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows.
Do hot to go. Yeah.
They're exactly the ones Harry and Princess Misola wears in her hair.
Anyway.
Anyway! Hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes.
You're thinking of going home, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't seem likely the Atagarasi will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply cranked. Hottogo. I need to draw that. I'm gonna write myself a note. Oh my god, one sec. Yeah, someone in the cabin, they didn't turn off the alarm in the time. Yeah, one sec. Yeah, I just had to check my messages. Okay, I'm back. I need to make myself a mental note.
No way! I just know the Atagarasi will show.
But I thought you said that the Atagarasi doesn't send calling cards.
Yeah, I did, but...
I figured from the beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase.
But that card was sent like the genuine fake... But that card you sent was a genuine fake calling card.
A genuine fake?
Well, how can I word this? Nethergar's mark on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
You got a problem. The other girls has been spotted in Alabast.
You hear it, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decide to show yourself, you phony! Hey, what gives?
I'm sorry, but I will need you to search here before you may enter.
What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just bolted straight through here without one. Now if you hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape.
Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country...
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm going to enter through a ball and climb over the wall to Alabast.
Hold it!
Why would you tell... You would tell the prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Hey, are you listening to me? It's too late. Only one thing on her brain, and it's revenge.
Okay, Faraday, and I'm coming through!
Yes, and welcome. Wow. They just let her in. Wait, totally different border policies. Someone stop her! Anyone! Hey, where are you? Didn't tell me we really did find some way over this fence. Ah! Fire! This is too big for us to handle! Let's get out across to keep the ball too! You're cursed, Yatagarasu! Okay? You had better be alright, wherever you are! Oh shit. Looks like we already found her, boys. I told you it wasn't me!
Hold it!
Okay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. He's... It wasn't me! He was already dead when I ran here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu! Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person in the open air stage. Suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw this person, I immediately thought that there must be a fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, and then here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know this person is the one who did it. What are you so worked over? There is no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Long's secretary, Shihina. I believe your name is correct? And if you're making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime, and is that also correct? Seems like Kay is in trouble. You refuse to answer. I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, pal! Just what the heck you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babalese government and Babalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Remember these words, kids. They will come back. Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you really believe the truth is out there? Oh my god, Gumshoe! Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what we agreed by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place. Which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir! Please leave this matter into Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth! Hey, you're not... Mr. Edgeworth! In that case, allow me to join your investigation. There she is! She's back! Ah!
Ambassador Palaneo, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca. Well, Vale, I never imagined that I'd meet you here of all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct.
Hold it!
Already? What is it?
Ambassador Palaneo. Wait, is it I don't know if I pronounced it right. Palaeno. It's not Palaneo, it's Palaeno.
And you are?
I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Mr. Von Karma's assistant. Assistant?
Miles? What the heck do you think you're...
Please, I implore you, Ambassador Palaeno. Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What did you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation.
There you go again, running at the mouth with the aloof expression on your face.
Francisca, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet.
But at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my VIP is always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse.
Of course. I'll keep that in mind. If you're done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. And just like that, we're thrown into the fray. And Kay's still being held by this woman. Poor girl. By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today. And why are police guarding an embassy? On account of the card they got from the Atagarasu. They called us up and asked for help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Atagarasu these past 7 years. It was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Ah! Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. But sir, if it gets cuts anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore. Poor man. Yes, sir? While you were in guard duty, did you notice anything unusual? Well, I was on the watch inside the embassy. But unfortunately, I didn't run into the Atagarasu, sir. But I did talk to an officer who was on duty near the border between the two embassies. He told me that not a single person crossed the boundary during the incident. I see. The investigations into the fire and without the Atagarasu are a mess thanks to both events. I'm so confused, sir. Should I be putting the fire out or investigating? What do you think, sir? Aren't you old enough to solve your own problems, you detective? And I'd like an update on how the investigation is going. Oh yeah, well, it's going, sir. In other words, No one has any idea what happened here, correct? Put it simply, yeah, you got it, sir. Of course. But we do know something happened in this room, sir. Any moron with a pair of eyes can see what happened, Detective. Ah. Well, anyway, let's investigate every single nook and cranny in this room, sir. We have to get serious, or Kay will end up getting arrested as the killer. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Oh. Okay, let's gather information. I say we begin with the corpse. Sir, our victim was the secretary of the embassy, I take it. Manny Colchin. I heard he was an admirable person. Very admirable. Cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax and watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Let's begin with the knife, and then we'll go to the other knife. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape is also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we don't know how the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. It honestly looks kind of art nouveau, if you ask me. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Let's look at the second knife. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Atagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Huh? 7 years ago. Oh! And everyone caught on to the scenario. You mean the case when I was framed, sir? Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto Yu. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir. I thought he was killed with a knife. Ah! Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crime you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among the law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. I feel like I'm the victim right now. All trampled on, sir. I suppose I'll have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... Then you gotta go here and press the switch. There we go. Oh, that was amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern on the blade. I remember it as well. It's a V motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Fine, sir. I think it looks more like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. I don't see... I don't really see it, Gumshoe. It's like one of those six-sided stars, just like the police marks on our IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. The detective's odd senses underdeveloped would be understatement. The real question is why was the Barbalese Embassy's secretariat holding on to this? I don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess the key. We do know that it was stolen by the Atagarasi from the Condopian Embassy. That's right. Mr. Faraday had written out that fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Condopia. I'm just so used to saying Condopia, not Condopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Palaino about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Condopian ambassador not once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. How about the ceiling fan? The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. No shit, Sherlock. Or should I say Herlock? No heck, Herlock. A ceiling fan? What does one of those do? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world we close our eyes when we sleep. That was a little too silly of him. I want to see all the artifacts. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Barbalese Embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? That's the Barbalese are studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the Barbalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they will need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got one of these from the blonde guy earlier. He said if I bring these with me to Babal, I can trade them for a few buffets. Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babal? Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for all you can eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babal if I have to. I mean, you can just also take a plane. And a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things. I mean, when you are as poor as Gumshoe, then maybe. Mr. Edgeworth, there is still something on the display rack, sir. Knives, huh? Though the blades are all that remains of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles all got burnt out by the fire. Even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Palaino, are these knives yours? Oh yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babal. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabaster's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe that the Babalese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There is a small release on the tang of this blade. Master Palaino, what is this notch here for? Oh, that. It's a feature of these knives when you can freely exchange the handles on them. So we can exchange how they look to fit a situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed that the handles could be freely removed. That's good to know. Anyways, let's talk with this weird man. Can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Apparently was a good man. Well, we know it's not true. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Palaino. Palaino. No. I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from police, that and only that. I ask you to cooperate, and not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know this isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but this would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal. Now, however, the Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. Let's talk about Manny Cochin. I was wondering if you might tell me about the deceased Manny Cochin. He was my secretary in the embassy's secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death was a great loss to our own country. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness. However, I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved with the KG8 incident. Oh, it seems like this guy's up to speed. The KG8 incident. The defendant who was found innocent in this case was Manny. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. He was 31, wow. 21 as an embassy worker? Crazy. He looked much older. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee the embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. Let's talk more. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy thinking we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget. Not budget. Budget is not a word, or at least not the one I heard of. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is no longer with us. Ambassador Palaino. I was wondering if I may ask you about Condopia. Condopia? Alright. What would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it was originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it does seem this key is shaped like a butterfly. It's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh, how fascinating! Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? Is this knife firm? There's a flower mark on the base of its blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Condopia.
Hold it!
And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both the Condopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when it was still Condopia. Ambassador Palaeno, this key was stolen from the Condopian embassy 7 years ago. By Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu has broken into this embassy at the time? I'm sorry, I couldn't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, you would probably know more about what happened back then. Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Atagarasu's key here in this present. Let's see, this is probably the statue. Because this is the national treasure, can I ask you to please do not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat.
Hold it!
But there's a possibility that it's related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why do we give up her now? We can't force them to let us investigate it later when we found ourselves some solid proof. Well, I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Prima Due statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me or does this man look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Maybe that's why they like the Prima Due the Tokusatsu shows. It's because the Prima Due, they look like the Prima Due statues. Man, look at this fucking nerd. What a fucking nerd is Edgeworth is. Okay, are you alright?
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right?
Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you'd like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. Small person was safe. This was Mr. Cochin's office. So perhaps he stole these most important documents in here. Ah, of course it's locked. He won't be able to open it without the key. Let's try to logic our way through this. I don't know if I have enough evidence though. Anything else? Maybe the clock? It looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but it's fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? Wow. If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing that. Well, there's this one clock I made by myself, but the timer on it measures you. That's quite enough, detective. No. No. Miles Edgeworth. What is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will be necessary, Franziska. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. Neener, neener. I thought Franziska was flying around the world in pursuit of a smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy? Her profile picture looks kind of different than what she has in the original game. I now kind of look at it and she looks kind of weird. Maybe it's just me. In the pixels she looked more fine. I was investigating the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Atagarasu appeared at the embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although, there was the incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Long in charge of that case and came over to the Babalese embassy. So Agent Long is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. Man, I have some noises outside. However, he seems to have a different reason for being here. Ooh, I wonder what is that reason? So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is the little girl I see. Is she perhaps
trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay?
You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl.
Kay has been on a trial for Yatagarasu, which how she expected ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is arson and murder. The lab boys are going in circles. Damn circles. That's not a good show. That's not a good shape to go around in. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract and it's going up in the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder though, if Mr. Yu really is the Yatagarasu. Seems like we have some logic to connect. I wonder if there's anything we can connect already. Maybe it's related to a stealing secret? Ah, it looks like that's correct. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible the dirtiest secret the Yatagarasu is out to steal is in this very room?
Dirty secret?
Franziska, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence.
In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Barbalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation.
I think we just might need to ask Franziska about her smuggling case more in depth. And we got another talking point from our girl. Franziska, when we last talked, you said you were in the trial of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here now is related to that?
Yes. After analyzing the intel we gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off.
This accounting document.
It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab on the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Cordopia, which means that somewhere in the countries or Alabastan Balls is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the smuggling ring.
That's Franziska for you. She's amazing. Pursuing this case with all she has. Gamercore, if you're still in the stream, did you pay attention to Edgeworth giving some praise to his sister? Because he certainly did do that. Okay. Let's try presenting that to Paleno. Well, burn things get burned when they become bird things, you know? Wow, that's genius. No, because there's no way to prove the burn thing started as a burn thing. Was it a burn thing or was it not? I have no idea what it is anymore, sir. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt out light bulb to comprehend. No! Ambassador Palino, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this. I think that you would know more about this case than I. So let me key it up for you with not knowing anything about this with these coupons. Thank you, however, I feel I must decline. What about the knife? Oh dear, if people were to find out we had a murder occurred in our embassy, the number of tourists will plummet, as will our revenues. It'll be a disaster. What are we going to do? I mean, you can always just pivot to what Gatewater landed, where they became a murder hotel. And I guess indeed would. Perhaps it's your fate for bringing this up. The statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you think? I was thinking, what would you say to changing its name to the Steel Samurai? Oh, thank you so much for the follow! Who joined me? Let me see. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for the follow. Luca Jen. I think we met in Icon a few days ago, didn't we? Anyways, it's good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I think I'm gonna be streaming for like half an hour and then I'll be done for the day. But thank you so much. Yeah, we did meet in the con. You had this very lovely Amelia Watson cosplay. 07 to an OG. It just might attract more tourists in the country if I did, right? Yeah. I'm currently streaming Ace Attorney Investigations. We're honestly in a bit of a late in the final case of the first game, so we're pretty into it. It's pretty fun so far. This case is pretty infamous, but so far nothing has gone wrong just yet. I'm not sure what to think. I thought this thing was a national treasure. Okay, not much to see. What about this? I must have had a nail. Okay. Anything else we can logic? Maybe it's the lock safe? Oh, it seems like this was the way to connect it. We know for a fact that Yatagarazu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Kochan's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's try it out! It appears I was correct. The key that was left out for us in the victim's pocket is literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think that the Yatagarazu made off with everything, sir? No, detective, I do believe we need a closer look. I won't trust... Basically, we need to look at this. What is this here? It looks like a ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it was ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch. Not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Hold it!
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret is safe is that even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with an unnatural way the paper is stuck in the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in a natural manner. However, if what you say is correct, and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on the safe. Oh? Yes, and I believe this spot to the keyhole is our mystery second lock. The safe and the locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of it yourself, show to me how you deduce your answer. Well, she's literally asking us to use a mechanic. I think it's pretty easy to know what to do now. By the way, 35 followers, woo! This means 50 more followers until we are doing our Honkai Star Rail stream. I'm very happy for all the people who joined in. Doesn't the shape of the keyhole remind you of something, Franziska? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used this safe is Mr. Kochan. Made sure this safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? You can't be serious! Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole of the hidden compartment of this safe. That's precisely what I'm saying. Ugh. And I will prove to you right now that the Atagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection!
The Atagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this has better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but it's no joke. The Atagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. If we know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Well, not if we look from this angle, it ain't. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Atagarasu's key was originally made to open the Koshin safe in the Kondopian embassy. We confirmed it as fact by opening the door in the safe with it. Let's take a look at the back with this key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? What are you talking about? Ah! It appears you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed from head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as a key to the hidden portion of the safe.
That's preposterous!
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday some years ago. We fell under the misconception it was only meant to be a knife. But for the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the safe section must be of incredible importance. So it's even possible that I've been searching for this is inside. Okay, I'm gonna do a line read.
Then, it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside.
Scrappy, hurry up and open that safe. Yeah, yes sir. Opening it now, sir. These items there. A bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art. And you say, you're in the way! Now move, Scrappy! I didn't think it was in the way. These pieces of art. They're identical to the ones who've been stolen from various countries around the world. I think that much. These are the treasures of the sections that the safe was supposed to hide from view. I believe there's more thorough investigation is required. Let's look at this page. I think that this is related to this paper.
Eureka!
Take a good look at these documents, Francisca.
It says that there's 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here.
Correct. Now take a look at this smuggling activity document in your position. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well. It certainly looks that way. By putting in our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived to an answer. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for.
Yes.
And with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Barbalese ink. Barbalese ink? Barbalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Mobile. Try saying that 5 times fast. I'm not gonna do it because I have a game to play. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
Hold it!
And what reason? And that reason is that's classified. It's on the need to know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manicochin. His base was in the embassy. Thus, it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. It's so frustrating. I was the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he's dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisco, you must know that Manny Cochin was a suspect in the KG8 incident. Of course I know! On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially with this one. Ugh! Scrappy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands! Why? Do you have any idea of what would happen if one of them were to break? It's just me that you hit one of the pieces of art just now. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see anything. Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting investigation beyond this point. This is a very long investigation. I'm a subordinate of Miss von Kalma. Is there some reason I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated not let there anyone near this site. You got it? If I had to examine this site, my superior would get really angry at me. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we just do as he says? Yes, I suppose we might as well. Let's see if Francisca has anything to add. No? This? Let's try presenting the documents. I can't believe that Babali's ink was being used in such an evil scheme. And if people were to find out, that would really tarnish the global image of Babal. Oh, this is really bad. Really, really bad. Oh, Babal's in a bind now. Is it just me or his words not match his facial expressions? I'm just gonna try and present evidence. Oh, isn't it about our great embassy? How do you like our pamphlets? I feel indifferent about them, to be honest. I'm just using it as evidence. Oh, that's too bad. In that case, I guess we'll just have to try harder to make more charming ones. I just had a flash of inspiration. We should make all of our pamphlets into coupon books. His expectations of what a coupon can do is just a tad hyperinflated. Maybe there's any logic we need to connect. No, something here? Maybe we need to examine this? Nope. Seems like we got all our evidence. Okay, we already checked this. Let's see what we need to find. Oh, the fireplace. That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives the place a mansion-like quality, don't you think, sir? Ooh, if these are the staple of every Babbly's house. And I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit, too. Just how old are you again, detective? No, it doesn't seem like we have anything here. Hey, that's another butterfly. I bet it is the symbol of the Republic of Babal. Oh my god, I had to examine this entire time? Are you shitting me? Man, drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of unwilling patriotism. Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. Insert eagle noises here. Wow, that was I can do the eagle noises. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, detective, however, I get to see the fruits of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. Don't you literally saved your ass multiple times? Why are you being so ignorant? Can't believe the writers for gore. Anyways, handle to butterfly. The design on the knife's handle is greatly resembles a special Babalese species of a butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says right here. This knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime scene was found right in this room. Now we have all the evidence. Nice. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one who could be. Now come along quietly, Atagarasu. Kay Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Molly Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Hold it!
I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests that Interpol makes. Ooh, shade.
What is that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are.
Now we're gonna argue against Shihina.
Even your police confirmed that the Atagarasu infiltrated the Babalese embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Atagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Atagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
The reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she's the Atagarasu.
Exactly. But it isn't just me. She calls herself the Atagarasu.
Ugh. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was the one out to capture the fake Yatagarasu!
Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Ooh. I noticed something. Something about her expression here seems awfully familiar. Very well. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Manny Cochin.
Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of.
Whew. Well, it seems like I'm actually gonna have to press your statements. Whoa, your voice acting is really good. Thank you! Okay. So most of my talent, my experience in voice acting is completely non-formal. It's mostly because when I played my fair share of visual novels, like I Fata Morgana, Zero Escape, and of course Ace Attorney, and other games. And I just kind of did a lot of the voice acting while I played it on my own. And the second source is that lately during the last few years, I've been really getting into TTRPGs, which made me, and I'm specifically the kind of person who likes to roleplay everything. And I also played a lot as a player and also as a GM, and that kind of gave me, experience of getting to it. But obviously my range of voice acting is quite limited because of, I'm a girl, but yeah. And, my voice has limited, so I can't, so this is the deepest my voice can go. And it can also be quite straining. But I try my best to work with it. And obviously my accent game is really rough. I think I can do a decent-ish British accent and a decent-ish German accent. It's good enough, but I don't know if it's great. But I guess I'm being a little modest.
Hold it!
Anyway, this has been my Edgeworth voice ever since I played the game a few years ago. I didn't really think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default. No, but if you saw the sale poor Porta di Atagarasu standing in front of her body...
Oh yeah, I understand that. Yep.
Wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself?
Ugh. Even so, I'd still listen to what the person had to say before I passed judgment.
Are you talking about yourself and those times when you were under suspicion?
A lot of times where that happened for Edgeworth. I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience. Wow, it's true though. I personally know the feeling really well, sir.
And given my situation, I know exactly what it's like too!
It's not something to be proud about, guys.
I'm fine with never experiencing it. Ever.
Are you done with your little group conference? So Agent Shihina suspects Kay of murder simply because Kay is the Atagarasu. But I can prove that Degrasse's girl is not related to murder. Then maybe I can begin to reason with her. I think I need to press more statements. I don't think I have any proof right now. So yeah, we just need to play the pressing game.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't mean she is the killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Atagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expect nothing less of Agent Fong's secretary. And oddly enough, she is much better at him at the job. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I think I need to present the documents.
Objection!
Seems like that was the right play. Agent Shihina. Sheena. Agent Sheena. I always pronounce it Shihina, even though there's no I there. Agent Sheena. I think that's Sheena. Agent Sheena. Na 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 na. Don't sue me, Twitch. Agent Sheena. I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh. Even if you claim that she is the killer, and the Atagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Atagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without documents. By the simple fact that these documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious that the killer's target was not safe at all. Hold it. Then perhaps she didn't know Mr. Cochin has the key on him.
Objection!
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can't think of no reason for her to kill him that she had not known the fact. Reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Ugh. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe second compartment before returning the key. Ugh! Maybe. It was pretty well hidden. But the fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Hold it. Actually, I do. I saw her holding a knife she used to victim with my own eyes. What? I think that, like, attorney protagonists need to give briefings to their clients as to not pick up weapons. Do not pick up anything that might look like a weapon. Edgeworth, you should know yourself that was a bad idea. Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. Oh wow, this one's cold. The knife found on her body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I want to examine the knife in more detail. There is a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle on the knife is removable. I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir. Oh, that was the Gumshoe voice. Wow. I don't think people will remove the handle just for fun, detective. So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Some blood is still in the bag. Wow, I haven't taken it for 7 years already? I've seen a lot of weapons in my day. But knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this one is the weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just how is this one practically drenched in tar, sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. Good to know.
I assume she obtained a knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is a part of a special 3-piece set, which had design like no other. The evidence and testimony all points out to the girl.
There's no counter-argument.
Ugh. That is your definitive evidence. You see that she's definitely the killer, right?
No!
No! Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me! I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear!
And you came here because you were chasing the suspicious person.
That's right. I ran into this office because I was chasing after the person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then...
And then she screamed. I'm not gonna just scream because it's really late right now. Who's there?
This is...
I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay fell by her feet to the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it.
But the suspicious person in a black coat who came into this room before me.
Oh, that was not the right inclination.
You continue to insist that there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? Where did they go?
I don't know. But I know they came in here.
That sounds like a desperate excuse of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ugh, she has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth. I must show that they are with some sort of evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't.
Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, there must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument, if you can.
Don't worry, I can and I will.
The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife on the butterfly handled the murder weapon, which the killer was holding.
I think that like pressing the statements is our best bet here. Let's begin with pressing the statements and then we'll continue onwards. Does this mean that you already have the results back? We have confirmed that the shape of the Bobbly's knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics team with your own.
Objection!
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear. I'll hardly say your logic's sound, which you will see in a bit. If you can prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead. That has been my intention all along. Now let us return to your testimony.
The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding.
Hold it!
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on the search for the autograph. When I heard the girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw the girl standing there motionless with a knife in her hands.
But I already told you! I only came here because I was also after Idatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw came in through this room! When I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something my foot in for and I turned on the lights and then... I found out it was the murder weapon at your feet. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. You don't think you'll accept his evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol at the scene of the crime.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have some kind of evidence that would prove me innocent? I think I do, because there's one piece of evidence I find a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine this piece of evidence again. think this is the statement I need to debunk. But first, I know I need to examine it again.
Objection!
Oh, never mind. I already did that. Never mind. It's lack of bloodstains. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? Seems to be that the truth.
What are you getting at?
I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is a blood on the blade, and yet there is not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to the blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon.
It wasn't?
The real murder weapon. The knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the Barbali's knife has now been disassembled into two parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with the butterfly in this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Miss Manikochin was killed by the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay.
Your argument isn't airtight yet!
How so?
It's possible. The girl herself was the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing? I don't care to know what a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. I don't know if I'd say you're normal. You're just like Lady Gaga. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
The truth is right there in front of you, and the knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not, and could not have been the Mr. Cochin's killer.
What is it marking here?
It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means.
No, not really.
Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this. I'm guessing the pamphlet? Yep, it seems like the pamphlet could be the right evidence.
You can't be serious.
It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on display is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of Alabast's ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has the bold national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it has undeniably Barbalese in origin. And as you both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? Sheena? Wow. I'll just keep mispronouncing her name. I'm so sorry. After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Barbalese embassy right after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over there. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Whoop! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory! Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
It's Franziska. What is the meaning of this? One sec. The air outside right now isn't good. I think someone's doing a... I think that one of the seals is throwing a barbecue.
An alabaster knife here?
Do you mean... How did this find its way to the Republic of Baba? It didn't just find its way here. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about this while we're standing around. Thinking while you're on the run, now that's the way the great thief operates.
Okay.
Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Come on, you don't have to be so shy about it.
Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand how the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still the possibility that she is the Atagarasu.
That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. Not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay?
Whether you're the real deal or fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions on that girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Atagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof. Okay. It seems like you're not above Lang with the guilt by association.
Miss Sheena.
Yes?
I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some impostor to claim the name as their own. The path of justice my father pointed me towards. I will walk it the best I can.
It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that.
Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you, too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay?
Wow!
Well, I guess we better get going.
Going to where?
To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we wouldn't know for sure, right?
I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. And it seems like the investigation is spanning multiple countries. But because of the hour, oh shit, I didn't save. But the hour is quite late, so we'll have to be continuing this case in the next time. So tune in next week when we finish Ace Attorney Investigations. I don't know if we're going to finish, but we're definitely going to continue. Thank you so much for attending the stream, and stay frosty until then.